What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Underage Packers podcast, episode 72, a special live training camp edition. Pre-camp vibes are through the roof, even though training camp is 1 week through. Today, joining me, as always, my co-host with those great bobblehead memorabilia shelves behind him and a fantastic shirt, might I add. Big B, how are you doing today on this Friday?
Doing good. Camp's tiring me out, and I'm not even there. So
it's been 3 exhausting days of watching Twitter and press conferences. Tell me about it. I mean,
yeah.
Brian Gutekunst was having us wake up at 8:30 in the middle of the summer, and then Tyler Herrick over there in Alaska. Now he's back home. Tyler, thanks for joining us today.
Great to be here, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
We have got all the camp vibes today. As you can see, we're sporting the classic Ted Thompson.
Yep.
Rest in peace, my man. Ted Thompson hat. Loving it. We got all the vibes ready to go. I'm hyped, baby. I'm hyped.
I'm loving the outfit today.
Thank you, sir.
Bucket hat. I'll have to get my hands on one of those, even if it's not the Hawaiian version that you got right there. I mean, got to get my hands on at least one Ted Thompson bucket hat.
Of course, man. You got to represent. Got to represent the craft. Got to represent the person. Got to represent the team. You got to carry the G at all times. It's
about the people, man. It's about the people. Ted Thompson is the people.
It's about the people. Great to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So today we're going to be talking about all the latest after a busy week with Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, and Randall Cobb, of all people. You know, last week at this time we were talking with Wes, getting our training camp final thoughts out, talking about all the camp battles, and then just 2 days later, Packerland is in a totally different world. Let's start off talking with Randall Cobb. We won't get too much in depth because both me and Big B did a pretty elongated video on that when the trade was first confirmed. But now we have the full details. Randall Cobb was traded for a 6th-rounder. I was so shocked to see this, and it's possible they were already working out the deal before Trey Wingo posted it. But the fact that the Texans didn't call up the Packers and say, hey, is this true? Can you give us 2 first-rounders? Like, obviously, you know, they're ecstatic to get Randall Cobb's contract off their books. That's just what I gathered from the Texans fans. But, Tyler, were you surprised that the Texans didn't try to take advantage of the leverage they had in this trade?
Well, I think anybody who says that they weren't surprised that they didn't take advantage, number one, or try to take advantage, or number two, that this trade even happened is a liar. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Nobody expected this to happen at all. I mean, as a Packer fan, like, I love it. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's just like it's so weird, man. I was not expecting it at all. Obviously, they should have tried to take advantage of it in some way. But I almost wonder, you know, how much. I mean, the Texans don't have any of that sentimental value to Randall Cobb. So how much can you really, you know what I mean? And if a team's calling you, offering up a pick for a guy that you're, number one, trying to get out of the contract for, and number two, don't have a sentimental attachment for, you'd be stupid not to take a 6th-round pick for it. So yeah, I'll take it all day long. I love it.
Yeah, Trey Wingo just obviously has not had the best in reporting on this Aaron Rodgers case. So
when that first came out, I was like, no, that's not true.
I mean, it was just so outrageous. But, you know, Aaron Rodgers taking another page out of Tom Brady's book. He's going on these pretty insane feasts or juices, whatever. And now he's getting back his old teammates that might be out of their prime, but it's whatever. I think Rob Gronkowski was quite a bit of different case last year, and it is kind of interesting to see the difference in reaction from just the national media and other NFL fans of Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Brown last year with what Tom Brady was recruited into Tampa Bay, and then Randall Cobb this year, which I don't blame. You know, they're 2 totally different players, but the mindset behind it is pretty similar to try to get them back for one more run. Big B, what did you ever believe when it was first reported that this was ever going to happen on this Randall Cobb trade?
I did not. I thought it was total BS, especially Trey Wingo reporting it. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, he's never right. So I really never thought it was going to get to this point. But Randall Cobb's a Green Bay Packer. So we're all excited here.
That's the underlying big thing there. Yeah. Like I saw a picture last night, as one does at 2 a.m. scrolls through Evan Siegel's collection every night. And I saw that picture of Randall Cobb and Rodgers talking to each other. And I was like, literally imagine seeing this picture 5 days ago when so much was unknown. We didn't know if Aaron Rodgers was going to be there. And then Randall Cobb, it's a lot has changed in the past few days. Another thing, move on from Randall Cobb now. I did love how one of his comments in his press conference where he says he feels like he can breathe now. I feels like he just got out of prison after leaving Houston. I find he tried to at the end kind of save it there, like, oh no disrespect to Houston, they're on the right path. Like, no, Randall, you can just say Houston is awful.
Yeah, that was hilarious. He was holding back a lot there, trying to say, like whatever. That's hilarious, dude. That was, I mean, it's a storybook. It's a storybook season, and that's the thing about this year is like you just gotta enjoy it because we don't know what's going to happen next year. You know what I mean? Like I think Ken, the salary cap guy, put out that we're like quadruple over the cap. Like this entire season is like a kid that gets a hold of his mom's credit card and buys $1 million V-Bucks for his Fortnite account. You know what I mean? Like this is just ridiculous. Like we don't know what's going to happen. They're just going all in, all crazy. This is what all those haters from the past few years have always wanted. Yeah. For them to go all in and sign everybody in the book and throw the cap out the window and do whatever it takes. And that's what they're going to do. So let's do it, man. Let's do it. Exactly. I don't care. You know, we're balling. We're balling. Let's do it.
Let's keep everybody from last year because we obviously had a good enough team last year to do it. So let's keep those core players, and then hopefully we have another one or two guys have another breakout season, have another Robert Tonyan, another Rashawn Gary, have another Darnell Savage here,
100%,
and do it all over again. So it'll be pretty disappointing if this season ends with anything other than a Super Bowl run. Moving on to what's been happening in the past few days at training camp. Before we get into any boring notes and observations, I would love to talk about the prank that David Bakhtiari and new offensive tackle Dennis Kelly pulled on. Now, since I don't pay for the premium version of StreamYard, which is stupidly overpriced, I can't show the picture of Dennis Kelly yesterday at practice wearing Bakhtiari's jersey, which was just fantastic. I mean, because were you guys watching Twitter? And I mean, Matt Steinman tweets out, "Oh my God, David Bakhtiari's back at practice." I'm like, "Whoa, did not expect this."
I did see. I didn't see the original tweets. I just missed it. When did this? This was the first day or second day at camp?
It was yesterday.
Okay, so yeah, it was yesterday. No, I was still in Alaska yesterday for work, so I didn't see it until right after when all the reactions started pouring in. But I'm sure it was hilarious. People responding like, "Are you sure? Like, what's?"
Yeah, just after one day of taking a rest, and just like, all right, let's do it. Speaking of Dennis Kelly, Big B, what do you think of the signing? He started quite a bit for Houston these past 2 or 3 years that he was, or Tennessee, my bad, with Matt LaFleur these past few years. What do you think of this new signing along the offensive line?
Well, it's a very great depth piece, especially with David Bakhtiari might be out for week 1. So this is definitely a very great signing. Started all 16 games last year. I think this is going to be a great signing in the long run.
Yeah, adding a lot of depth to that, and like you mentioned, David Bakhtiari being out, he'll have to play a key piece, even if he's not starting at left tackle week one, which Matt LaFleur kind of shut down that idea in his press conference today or yesterday. That there's going to be a lot of moving pieces along the offensive line. They're really just going to throw their best 5 out there, I believe. So you have Elton Jenkins at left tackle. Left guard is kind of up in the air, center Josh Myers, and then right guard up in the air as well between that competition. really between a lot of young guys, John Runyon, Cole Van Lannon, even maybe another Green Bay proud, John Dietzen from Wisconsin. Tyler, do you see Dennis Kelly, the David Bakhtiari, look like starting along the offensive line pretty early in the season?
I think they'll have to. I think LaFleur's right. They're just going to have to keep it's going to be a revolving door across the whole line. But that's good, right? You want all those guys to get that experience, you know, and I think they're going to keep rotating them in and out. I mean, it's going to be weird. Like, the Packers had one of the best offensive lines in football last year, like hands down. And they were rolling around like a carousel last year with the amount of guys that they were pulling in and out. So I think we'll kind of see the same. They look for the same type of guy. They look for those versatile guys who can fit anywhere. I mean, that's how they found Elton Jenkins. You know what I mean? He could just do anything. So that's what they want. They want everybody to, of course, you can't clone Elton Jenkins. So unfortunately. But no, I think, they'll just keep moving it around and do what's best. I mean, it's going to be a week by week thing, you know, like we're so used to as Packers fans just lining up the same guys over and over and over again and trying to do the same thing. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, not a winning formula in today's NFL. Today's NFL has a lot of versatile people doing a lot of versatile things. And I think that's what we're going to see with the O-line.
I think Adam Sinovich is with the Packers. You can't clone Elton Jenkins, but Adam Sinovich can do his magic as much as he can. Aaron, now let's get to Aaron Rodgers in his press conference that he was very open in on the first day of training camp this past Tuesday. And I'll just go over some of the observations, some of the things I took from it. He says he understands his role. He's a player. He's not the GM. He understands that he's not going to get the final say in everything, and he doesn't want that. He doesn't want to be playing create a GM on a Madden franchise, but he wants things to be run by him. He wants to be heard, run it by him, run what you're going to do, communicate with him, these possible moves that you're going to make. He'll give you his input, and if you don't listen to that, whatever, but he wants his opportunity to be heard. He listed players: Randall Cobb, Clay Matthews, Micah Hyde, Casey Hayward, Brian Balaga, Corey Linsley, much more veterans that didn't get a call, didn't get the respect they really deserved after spending a lot of time and dedication to playing with Green Bay. And we got a lot more clarity on the people comments that he made with Kenny Mayne, but I still don't. That was a weird. I almost think of Aaron Rodgers' whole process this offseason as an album rollout and choosing what singles to release first, like what statements he's going to issue first. His lead single hinting at the album is with Mike Tirico saying, "I'm so sad this news got leaked. Whatever. Oh, I had nothing to do with this." And then Kenny Mayne, it's about the people comments were very odd without the context now that we needed, which is basically, you view these players just as their play, but not as their people that they are and the respect that they shall deserve. What did you guys think of really the players he listed? And kind of, do you guys think that is true from what we know of how Green Bay treats their veterans leaving out the door?
I think it's, look, I mean, okay. So let me just gather my thoughts here. I think that that whole press conference, I have a lot of thoughts on this. That whole press conference was great. I think it gave us an insight into what he was feeling, how he approached things. I thought it was very clear. I thought it was very concise. I thought he really laid out. He'd been thinking about it for obviously a very long time, right? And we're not just talking this offseason. We're talking years. This is stuff he has been thinking about. So his feelings are valid. His perception is valid. But in a way, then you go back and you listen to Brian's press conferences, and it was very much so, "Oh, I don't know why he feels that way. Like, we're doing everything we can." It's like, come on, dude. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you know what I mean? Like, you have to, there's give and take, right? And you have to be a team. And if you're not compromising in some areas, even if that person comes up and says, "I don't like the way you did something," even if you didn't do anything wrong in your perception, like, you need to somehow find out why they feel that way. Yeah. So I like what they're saying so far about the communication thing. I like what they did bring in Cobb, like that type of thing. But Like, it may be too far gone to repair. We'll see next year. But at this point, no, I thought the press conference was great. I thought he really laid out what he wanted. Did I necessarily agree with everything he had to say, especially regarding like bringing back those players? No. And I don't think the team does either. But at the same time, you got to listen to people. Like, there's a difference between just saying like, oh, I hear you, we want you, like, we need you, like, blah, 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 and actually going out and being like, okay, well, here's why we don't want Jordy Nelson back. Like, here are his stats. Here's the reason why. Here's his paycheck. He can go make money elsewhere. Like, John Kuhn told the story on the radio yesterday about how the Packers called him and like saying like, hey, we're not going to bring you back. And he was devastated. But then Russ Ball told him like, dude, don't be devastated. Go make all that bank in New Orleans, man. Like, go down there, go get that back, man, because we can't give that to you. And just by them explaining that, you know, like in my world, in the airline world, right? Passengers hate when there's a delay, right? But if the captain comes on and says, here's why we're delayed, you know, here's the reasons why this had to happen, if it was a maintenance delay or something like that, like, that's all people care about, is that communication, right? The communication, right? If you're not communicating, it's all going to fall apart. So clearly Aaron feels some type of way. And the Packers need to figure it out, whether they agree with it or not.
Yeah, I really like that one thing you mentioned of, you know, showing your actions. Don't just say, you know, we really love you, we really appreciate what you've done for us. And I think that Aaron made that really apparent, that he was very frustrated with that, especially in the Jordan Love, the replacement situation, J-Lo, as Aaron Rodgers called him, that. And he used quite an analogy that I think, while he was using it just to compare his job to life jobs, was he said something along the lines of, you do really great, and then you come up to your boss and you say, I have this really great job opportunity, after months and months, or, you know, all signs pointing to, you know, at some point we're not going to want you anymore. And then your boss, you get this opportunity, you come to him and he's like, oh, no, stay here, we love you. And then they show you all that appreciateness, or they at least say that, but they don't show that, whether it's in negotiations or whatnot. But maybe he is hinting at a trade there. Big B, what did you gather overall from Aaron Rodgers' pretty candid press conference?
Well, thank you, Tyler, for that great relationship advice, by the way. That was awesome.
You guys are going to need it. You're going to need it in a year.
Yeah?
Just kidding.
A year?
It's coming. Yeah, I thought it was one of Rodgers' greatest press conferences. He just told it like how he felt. He didn't hold anything back, which I think everybody was just waiting for that moment for Rodgers to say that. Yeah. And like Tom Silverstein's question pretty much just sums up everything. And you forgot to put Brett Good on the list of players. And
how,
of course, the most important one. Of course.
My apologies. Yeah, that was definitely the most notable. Yeah. But yeah, you mentioned Tom Silverstein's question, and I do think he was pretty honest in his question, and it was a very good question, and it laid a really good and more clear answer from Aaron that I was still kind of confused about, because Aaron or Tom asked him, you know, you listed those players, but if you were in charge, I mean, not only would you want to, the philosophy that you're so complaining about wouldn't have you here in Green Bay, standing here 16 years later. They would have never drafted you with Brett Favre under center still in 2005. But also those players you mentioned, if you were in charge, you would be wrong to bring back a lot of them, considering how they played after they left Green Bay. But Aaron basically said, yeah, I understand that. And that's basically what I'm saying. I'm not the GM. I understand my role, but I've been here for 16 years. I've won 3 MVPs. I should have input, and I should be listened to on these big decisions, especially involving close teammates of mine. I guess one last note from it is he said he seriously considered retiring. So that's one for all of the Adam Schefter deniers, I guess. Which I love this whole game of everybody, like, after that press conference, people are still like, oh, Schefter, you made it all up. which like
really he didn't though. Like really
he didn't. But like I don't care what you think if he was cheeky or shady with his timing or his reporting, because according to Aaron, him or his reps did not leak any of the news, which I don't buy. But Schefter might have been dodgy for our friends across the pond, with his timing, reporting it on the draft night and then on the Bucks game. But all of what he was saying was true, even if he was looking for more engagement or more clicks. But
they're all just haters.
Yeah, the haters. Get in line, Adam Schefter haters. Yep. Any other thoughts, guys, on Rodgers' press conference this week?
No, man. Like I said, his feelings are valid. I agreed with a lot that he said. I mean, you gotta ask the dude. Like he said, he's been in that building. It's not just about personnel decisions, right? Yeah. And that's kind of what he said to Tom, right? It's not just about personnel. It's about the fact that this dude has been employed there for almost 20 years. Yeah. Like, talk to him every once in a while with a lot of the stuff that's going on. This all goes back to like how many times in the NFC Championship game in the red zone were guys out of place just because Adams was having a bad day. Mm-hmm. His one star wide receiver was having a bad day. Everybody else on that team is great, and I'll fight to the death for them. Allen Lazard is a phenomenal player. MVS is one of my favorites, right?
Nobody's mistaking them for Pro Bowlers.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, they need that veteran presence, and that's why he wanted somebody like Cobb, right? Mm-hmm. Because in the NFC Championship game, when you're standing in the red zone and you run an RPO and you throw a bullet pass to Allen Lazard, you want somebody there or a slot to the slot receiver. You want somebody there who's not going to duck like Allen did. And that's no disrespect to Allen, but he just didn't have that relationship with Aaron. It had nothing to do with Allen's preparation or Allen's game or Allen's play even that day, because he played pretty well that day. I'm just saying, like if you have somebody in there who has that second nature like Adams does, or that second nature like Jordy did, or that second nature like Cobb does, like those plays are going to happen. They're going to click because you know Aaron and you're on that same wavelength with him. Stuff that takes years to develop, and these are years that just Aaron doesn't have anymore. So I get it. I get why he feels the way he feels.
Yeah, I definitely before that day, I definitely felt obviously very confused, very angry at Aaron, like most Packers fans did. But I think he made a lot of things clear. I still think he could have handled it better. But he said he didn't want to get it in just a headline battle with his, with team that he loved playing for. But I still would have appreciated more communication with Aaron. We deserve it.
Well, and that's the thing. Aaron's also old school. Let's not forget, like, this dude is, late 30s. Like, in today's world on the internet, like, you can't be that way anymore. Like he said, there's silence and wisdom. Sure, I agree. But maybe make a statement. Maybe go on a long form podcast like Packers After Dark and talk to me about it, man. You know what I mean? Like, go on a long form podcast, get all your feelings out in front of a Shure SM7B. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then be done with it and then be silent, because in today's world, people want to know and they're going to keep badgering you for it. And it is whatever. And you don't have to feel like you have to. I don't want him to feel like he has to. I'm just saying, like, there's a reason why a lot of people were feeling the way that a lot of us were feeling, which was like angry and confused.
Yeah.
Because he didn't say a word. And then when he did say a word, he was being all cryptic and mysterious and trying to be funny. Like, dude, it's annoying.
I doubt that he was reading what all the fans had to say about all of this. But, if he wants his public perception to be much better, or if he wanted to put it in to Schefter, he could have easily done it.
Right.
And not that, once again, not that Schefter was like false with his reporting or not, but he was trending on Twitter on the weekly basis. He had every opportunity to say something other than an Instagram story or his crappy interviews on his appearances out and about every month. Brian Gutekunst, some more drama doesn't end, folks. Brian Gutekunst in his press conference the other day, he talked about the Randall Cobb trade, and he said something that kind of set off a lot of Packers fans and people around the media, where he basically said, we wouldn't be pursuing this guy if it wasn't for Aaron. And a lot of people took that kind of poorly, in my opinion. And I'm not going after the question will he ask, because I do think that it's a fair question, but I don't like. I think that's fairly obvious that they wouldn't be trading for a 30-year-old wide receiver if their quarterback didn't want it.
Thank you. Like Michael Scott, Jeff. Thank you. Like for real. Like I don't like, dude. Like it's so obvious. Like no, duh. Like you want this team to be more transparent and more real and more honest and more open and more communicative and whatever. That's what Brian's doing. He's getting in front of a microphone. He's being uncomfortable, and he's looking and he's saying, "Oh, like, like, of course, like, we love Randall, but like, normally we wouldn't be like." He's being honest. He's being open, right? And everybody's freaking out. I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Why are you freaking out? Like, no, duh. He's not trading for a 30-plus-year-old wide receiver that he already let go. Yeah, like, come on. Like, it's not. I don't understand why people are upset about that.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think he meant it as disrespect to Randall, in any way, as he's a bad player or that he doesn't want him there. But I mean, they just drafted Randall Cobb at 21 years old this past
literally
April.
A clone of Randall Cobb, just younger, faster, and probably more athletic at this point.
Yeah, so I don't get the uproar about his quote, and that it was harshly intended towards Randall. But Big B, any thoughts on Brian's comment and the reaction to it?
Well, yeah, I feel like it's getting way just over talked about, I guess. Mm-hmm. And Brian's telling the truth. And I was watching the press conference. Oh wait! Now everybody in the chat was saying, "Oh, Brian's always lying. He's lying to us." And I'm like, "Well, he's not lying right there. So I mean, he's clearly not lying about that, at least."
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we're not going to trade for a 31-year-old wide receiver that we already let go 2 years ago.
Or an outrageous contract. Yeah,
exactly. He's not lying. He's being the general manager of a National Football League team in front of a national audience. Like, he's not lying. It's called PR. Like, people do it for a reason. Like, are you stupid? Like, no, duh, he's not going to come out and say, like, yeah, no, literally, Randall's just here because of Aaron. Like, of course. Like, no, duh. Like, he's just not going to say that. Like, they have lawyers and stuff. Like, you can't do that. Like, good God.
Yeah.
This is not that serious.
Yep. It will be interesting, though. The relationship between Rodgers and Goot to watch all the season long. I hope it's not a distraction for the fans, at least, or not catching too much stories. But Aaron Rodgers definitely did not try to put any made I don't know an analogy for this, but he did not try to hide the awkward and tense relationship between him and Gutekunst. So let's go win a Super Bowl. Everybody hates each other. Sounds pretty epic to me, at least theatrical wise. All right, let's talk about the actual football stuff going now down at camp. It was kind of a lighter practice today, so not too much going on to report. But the first 2 days, the main thing I noticed is that Rashawn Gary is an absolute machine, absolute force to reckon with. Big B, is this fine? Like, it's been 2 years now. He definitely got it started going near the end of last season, but is Rashawn Gary over or under 15.5 sacks?
Ooh, 15.5 sacks. We're going with the over. He's going to break the record this year. Let's go, baby. Rashawn Gary's having that breakout year. Let's go.
He's going to break Willie Davis' career sack record because, Corey, we see your comments, and we're not even going to start this argument again, Corey, about your vacation destination. I don't think, Rodgers was not trying to diss your fishing or the skiing or whatever happens down when people supposedly go to vacations to Green Bay for other reasons than the Packers, apparently. But we're not going to get in that match again. Now talking about the other quarterback, Jordan Love. having some up and down days, pretty similar to his performances at minicamp. But Tyler, from watching Twitter, your analyst on what Jordan Love has been up to these past 2 days.
He's been out there. He's been throwing some footballs. Okay. He's been just doing those things out there, right? He throws some footballs. Sometimes catches them. I heard that. Yeah, he's throwing. No, man, I don't know. I don't care what Jordan Love's doing out there. All right, I want to see Jordan Love. I want to see Jordan Love in the preseason lighting it up against the third-string Houston Texans defense. That's what I want to see. All right, I want to see him just throwing darts all day long. I'm ready for it. I'm buying a ticket. I'm getting in there to that preseason game, and I'm going to tell all the haters what's going on with J-Lo. The world's NFL's best backup quarterback, soon to be franchise quarterback, reining in a third straight three-peat Hall of Fame quarterback run in Green Bay.
Exactly. And then we'll have to have somebody first rate. Jordan Love's replacement right now is probably 5 years old on the football field. To get another question from the mysterious Cheesehead TV. Will Josh Myers or Elton Jenkins be starting center? A good starting question point here. Josh Myers, I loved what he said during his press conference today. But Big B, what is your call on that? Josh Myers, Elton Jenkins, or somebody else at center for week 1?
Well, ever since before the draft, I was a big Josh Myers fan before we even drafted him. So, of course, I'm going to go with Josh Myers. Next all-time great center, all right?
Why wasn't he in one of your mock drafts then? I had Amari Rodgers in my mock draft. What's going on there?
Well,
shots fired.
I didn't expect him to be picked in the second round, okay? I thought it was going to be later.
All right.
Fair enough.
There you go.
Fair enough, I guess.
Okay. Damn
right. Tyler talked about the offensive line a little earlier, but who do you think is going to nod at center for week 1?
I think it's going to be Elton Jenkins in a Josh Myers jersey out there at center. That's what's going to be going. No, for real. It could be any of them. I don't know. I think Josh Myers is obviously they're going to let him try because we need Elton Jenkins to swing out to every other position on the line. That poor guy. Can we get this dude some Gatorade? Like, please, man. This guy's like working up and down the offensive line, doing everything, man. I don't even know what's going on. I love it. I love it, though. No, I think Josh Myers has every opportunity to be the starting week 1 center if he can handle it. If he can't, Elton Jenkins, get back to work.
Yep. Matt Mamba mentioned earlier, we shouldn't really throw out the possibility of cloning Elton Jenkins. That's still
true.
Young.
Technology is out there. There's so much crazy technology out there. Did you guys hear that in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates out there in the Middle East, that they were using drones to charge the static electricity up in the air to create rain? Okay.
What?
So they were literally using drones to create rain. So if they can use drones to create rain, we can use cloning to recreate Elton Jenkins, Aaron Rodgers. We could just keep this thing going, boys.
Jamal Williams.
We could keep this thing going. Jamal Williams. We could keep this thing going, boys.
I mean, what comes first, a machine to make Elton Jenkins younger or one to clone him? I think we need one before we have the other at the very least.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, it's still up in the air.
We'll work out the details later. Right now, let's just start cloning people and see what happens.
Word. Let's do it.
But get 5 Elton Jenkins, please. Maybe 6 for a backup. Yeah, can never have enough Elton. Let's see here. What else happened at camp? Kylan Hill, another rookie. Fast, elusive guy, having some good camp. Yet to see. There's still a lot of ball game left on who will get on a lot of these positional battles. So haven't put on any pads yet, so a lot of time to see.
Dexter Williams is even having a good start to camp. Like, come on now. That should tell you everything right there.
I love that the definition of people that aren't at camp for people having a good camp is like, oh shoot, bro. Zach Cruz said he had made at least 2 good plays. So Dexter Williams is doing some good practices around there.
Oh yeah.
Roger, I love also Rodgers off connection with Josh Myers on his first snap. It's a big freak out of the summer. Josh Myers was asked about that. Like, dude, I've never played center in the NFL before. I know, shocker. But I would think it would be hard to first time snap into someone. His old
This wasn't
quarterback.
like a baseball thing, when they throw the ball at the batter to get their attention, when they're mad at them. Maybe somebody paid Josh to just fumble the ball and be like, yeah, pick it up. Welcome back. Let's get to work.
Exactly.
Actually, that check did go through. So
Yeah, there you go. Let's go. Let's go.
The Venmo has been confirmed. But well, that's everybody's gonna freak out about that. But and he was asked about that in his press conference, which I found pretty funny. His quarterback at Ohio State sucked anyways, so it takes getting used to an actual NFL quarterback. Let's see here. Any more camp observations from watching Twitter, you guys?
No.
No.
Just kidding.
No.
No, it's fine. I don't know, dude. I think it's been fine. It's so early, man. It's just so early. There's so much to play out yet. I mean, when are the joint practices? When is that going on? And we're going out there this time, right?
No, I believe it's
or is it here? I don't even know.
Yeah, they're here the 18th and 19th.
That's what I want to see, man. They're going to start throwing fists, man. They're going to start punching each other, fighting. Like that's when the pads are on. It's hot out. Like
Jay Sternberger's got to watch out. Jay Sternberger's got to be careful during those joint practices. So apparently there's a bounty on him for those other teams.
Yeah, we got to be careful.
Yeah, Jay. I guess at the minute maximum 2-week injury. Let's end it off here. Debate with Aaron Nagler, firing a debate. I have so many great memories of watching Brett Favre. I'm sure Big B does as well. Tyler, give us your input. You didn't see too much of Brett Favre. You saw the latter end of his career, but what Brett Favre or Rodgers?
Talent. I mean, what is it's such an open-ended question from such an analytical dude like Aaron Nagler. I don't know, man. Obviously, Brett Favre was the guy when I first joined this incredible social experiment known as Earth. Brett Favre was the guy. So I grew up watching that. Of course, it was great, but obviously Aaron Rodgers is more talented, but Brett Favre brings the juice a little more. So if we're just talking on the field, cool. I love it.
I would. I don't know if I can give an objective answer to that. We'll have to pan to Peter Bukowski to ask him who has the higher DVOA, and then that's the decider of all.
Look at this chat right now. We got CheeseheadTV and Aaron Nagler in the same chat. I love it.
Oh Lord,
I love it, man.
Corey, I'm sure they're just in the same house, and they're just like they have to go at least one room away, so we're not a bunch of feedback. Best Packer of the 2010s, I say Martellus Bennett. Ooh, I know that's a very popular answer to that question. I was a big fan of Devon Kajust. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I mean, he did a lot of great things for the Packers. It's also Jake Shum, one of my favorites.
Sam Congato is literally saving lives, but okay, keep talking. Go ahead. Yeah, keep picking these randos.
He wasn't in the 2010s, though.
You're right. Yep.
The doctor he's hospital at is like 40 minutes away from me.
Is it?
Might have to break my collarbone. I don't know what he specializes in. But
I don't know what he's special. I'm gonna break a bone. I don't know what he specializes in.
I would like. Can I request to see Sam Can you request a doctor? I know he's a brain surgeon, but can he fix my collarbone or something?
Please. Did you just Google that?
I did just pull a Jake Shum, Corey.
There you go.
Man.
Jake Shum.
Big B, can you show us? I'll give you another graphic, Corey. Here, let me pull it up. I know you really need that attention here, Corey. So let me. He's complaining about how we pronounce GIF. I can't. Oh, here we go. All right, Big B, give us a tour.
Let's check this out, man. I've been interested. I've been kind of looking behind you a little bit. Let's see what's going on there, bro. Show us up.
Where do I even start? I don't know. I got my bobbleheads up top here. Got my Reggie White signed hat right there. Got my little stuffed animal corner right here because why not? You always have to have a stuffed animal corner.
I need to you need to show us what is behind the Lil Ton, Rogers and Matthews. We need to see that because that is just so great.
All right, let's go. Is that Piggly Wiggly?
That's my boy Piggly Wiggly in the house. Yeah.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig. Let's go. That's an OG throwback to a small chain of grocery
That is
stores.
Piggly Wiggly was my dad's first job.
There you go. Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig.
I would love to visit when I need to also get to a Woodman's when I'm up there in Green Bay. I mean, Rogers talked about it obviously, and now my favorite free time is
kind of new though. It's not really anything exciting. It's kind of new, but it's cool. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The Woodman's chain or just the Woodman's location?
Festival Foods. That's that newer grocery store. I don't even know. I think it was like renovated before. I grew up in Wisconsin. I never heard of Festival Foods until after I left. So I don't even know what's going on with that.
You can't leave your hunger at the sidelines. That's where you gotta. That's where you gotta go to fast foods. That's OG one right there. I mean,
man.
But yeah, I mean, Woodman's. Whenever I see whenever I'm subscribed to their YouTube channel, so they do some big content drops on the Woodman's YouTube channel. They'll post like 20 commercials in one day, and I can't get enough of it. I mean, I caramba, absolutely love Phil Woodman.
Woodman's.
I hope they have some good sales whenever we're there.
They're employee owned. Respect to them.
Yep.
Just like the Packers.
What is pretty comparable businesses, I'd say.
Yes, absolutely.
What is better foods, better prices, because we're employee owned, and better service also somewhere in there.
There you go. Now you got it.
Yep, got it. Woodman's. I'm looking forward to making a visit. Any other obscure Wisconsin stuff we can talk about?
Oh man,
I don't know, but Matt Mamba has a great question for you there.
Where is my? I don't know. It's right under here. The camera doesn't catch it though.
Okay.
I just looked for mine. I don't know where it went either. I do have this. I keep looking at just in case there's any non-vaccinated players out there. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic.
We got the Cheesehead TV mask. Here we go. We're all set. Nice. Stay safe. Yep. As Matt LaFleur says, don't forget to mask up.
Okay.
That's how he says it. Don't forget to mask up.
I don't have any stuffed animals, but over here in this corner I have my Jair over here. And then I have quite the mini helmet of quite the group of autographs. We got Josh Jackson, Vince Beagle. For years I have pondered what this that's J.K. Scott. What this autograph right here is. Please help me. Well,
geez,
it's very hard. This one to the one that's not Hunter Bradley and J.K. Scott. And if anybody is a autograph identifier, I really need help with that. And then, of course, Oren Burks. He almost stole my Sharpie. Brian Balaga and MVS, who he apologized for destroying the G on my helmet, which at the time I was okay with, but I'm starting to get a little angry at him for it. But
yeah, I'm surprised you didn't curse him out. Really,
at least he turned out better than Jamon Moore, and he's one of my favorite players. So there's that. Speaking of Jamon Moore signing with the Falcons today.
Did he? Yeah, I saw that. He was with the Browns in camp last year. There was like a video of him going around where he caught a wobbly ball from Baker, I think, or maybe it was Keenum. He caught a ball from Keenum or somebody. But he caught a ball from somebody. There's a video of him going around. I was like, oh, comeback, the comeback thing. Here we go.
Yep, all my cards will finally pay off.
I know,
right?
Dude, when I was really into cards, the Jamon Moore was for like Panini stuffed all like that was the only Packers rookie autos you could find. It was J-Dot and MVS. I have like 15 Jamon Moore autograph cards.
Yeah, I don't even collect Jamon Moore for trading cards, but I have a hell of a Jamon Moore collection.
It's like
because his cards are cheaper than hell, and you can get tons of awesome ones.
You personally collect Jamal Williams, but you unintentionally personally collect Jamon Moore.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, excuse me. We have a comment from Andrew's Paradise. Can you pull that up on the screen for me, Joey?
Oh, no.
Excuse me, Andrew. First of all, you're from Paradise, so you should understand why I am dressed the way that I am dressed. Paradise being Green Bay, Wisconsin. Okay, if you've ever heard of it, fantastic vacation destination. First of all, I just received this hat today in the mail. So number one, I'm showing it off. No. Number two, I am completely steezing on anyone who sees me with this hat. And number three, this hat is in respect to the late, great Ted Thompson. Yeah. So Andrew, with all due respect, get yourself one of these hats unless you want to be a hater. Keep being a hater. Keep being a casual. Do whatever you got to do. But you certainly don't live in paradise if you've never seen this hat before. R.I.P. Ted. R.I.P.
Ted Thompson's legacy is the bucket hat right there. Andrew, you're just a casual. I don't know what to say to you.
Andrew, man, so disappointing. Figured this chat would be lit, man. Not like that.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Underage Packers. What is going on here? It's off right on the chat.
I'll get over it.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
No, I'm gonna tweet about it.
Yeah, you tell them on your Twitter. I think that's where we're gonna end off. Let's end it off. One restaurant we're looking forward to eating at while we're in Green Bay. I'll start off. Appleton, Wisconsin, Frank and Pat's Pizza. That's at least what it was formerly known as. That's where we'd go as family every time. First night in Green Bay, we go there. So I'm looking forward to that. Tyler, I don't know how many times you've been. What restaurant are you looking forward to?
In Green Bay specifically? This is going to sound super cliche, and I know a lot of people are going to make fun of me.
Don't say Kroll's.
But I don't know. It's not Kroll's. It's not Kroll's. There are, I don't know if they're still there. Corey, can you run across the street and check for me? Maybe Aaron. Hinterland had some duck wings with gochujang sauce on them, and they were incredible. It was unbelievable. What an experience. That with a liter of their finest draft beer. It's incredible. Oh my, so good. Oh,
duck
I'm ready
wings?
for it. Duck wings. Yes. Real duck wings. And they're confit and they're delicious. So get over it. Okay. I'm sorry that you guys have been listening to Andy Herman talk about pizza for too long. I like real food. Okay. Aaron Negler says, dig what you dig. I say, dig what you dig unless it sucks. All right. And some of that food sucks. What are you, 12 years old? What do you kids have a palate around here? Start turning on Food Network once in your life. Okay. Yeah. God. Duck wings, confit. Look it up. Enjoy it. It's delicious. Gochujang sauce. Incredible. Sambo.
Tyler, I think you just need to post a video about this. It's too passionate of a subject for
you'll
you.
See it. You'll see it. We got lots of content ideas when I get up to Green Bay. Nice. So you'll see.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, don't steal any of mine. Don't. I'm not going to tell you my ideas, but don't steal them.
Hey, you haven't even told me yet, probably. So
we've had 3 meetings on what we're going to do.
Someone comments under it with a video bot link. Save video bot.
Okay. Nagler, we got breaking news. Franks and Pat's now Perry Pizza. All right. Good to know. Big B, what are you looking forward to? Where eat?
Man, so many good options. I'm gonna be casual and say Stadium View. Because why not?
Okay. No? I've never been to Stadium View, so
what? Really? Wow.
No. It's lit. It's like a club, dude. It's hilarious. There's a banquet hall. It's just nuts. And Nagler used to like lock himself in a closet after game days to be on the radio. It's pretty hilarious.
At Stadium View?
Yes, I think it was at Stadium View. Confirm in the chat, Nags. Confirm in the chat.
Can we get any confirmation? They should rename that the Aaron Nagler Closet.
The Aaron Nagler Closet.
At Stadium View.
At Stadium View.
I'd chill in that closet all day long. I'll tell you that much.
Matt wants to know if Stadium View has goose wings. First of all, it's duck wings. And no, they have goose eggs, confit. No, I'm just kidding. No, Stadium View has a lot of alcohol and a lot of drunk people. That's what Stadium View has. It's basically a club.
Sounds like Green Bay.
It's yeah. There's a lot of Dr. Pepper on tap.
Oh, nice.
Word.
Yeah. Yep. I'll definitely have to bring the 12-pack of Dr. Pepper, obviously.
Yeah. I think I saw Pitbull there once.
Now he just goes to Corey House for the radio hits.
Screenshot that. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not a goose, man. All right.
Now we're just getting off the rails.
Off the rails. This is
a lot of this will be cut out of the final. Somebody must be playing harmonica in the living room. Or an alarm is going off. Either one.
Your house is on fire.
Your house is on fire.
Yeah, it's either house is burning alive or somebody's playing a harmonica.
Somebody's making duck wings in the kitchen.
Somebody's making heat. It can't too much.
Oh God.
Classic.
Well, everybody, Matt will not apologize. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on this very, very big night, because it is officially the last day, before the last day, before the last day of the last week, before the last week, that I will not be in Green Bay. The day has finally come. I've had this circled on the calendar for the long time, but we finally. Are you trying to be a duck, or what's going on there?
Let's go. That was me doing the praying mantis kick from Karate Kid.
Oh, okay.
I'm kicking everything. Let's go.
Good Lord.
So hyped, man.
All right. Yeah, it'll be a fun time. Remember, people, bring your cash when me and Big B are there.
For the tip them. If you see them, they'll have a tip jar.
Yeah.
They don't have enough money to get back home. So
yeah, exactly.
We're going to be sleeping in tents in Corey's yard.
Yeah, well, $5 for a picture, $10 for an autograph. Make sure you bring your cash. We'll have Venmo on hand as well, but cash is more preferable. Big B, Tyler, any final thoughts? Any final Karate Kid poses, Tyler?
Go Pack Go. The Packers are winning the Super Bowl this year, and camp is going to be lit. Can't wait to see you guys there.
Absolutely. Big B?
Jamal Williams is the GOAT. I haven't said that yet. Jamal Williams is the GOAT.
In this stream.
Even if he's a Lion, Jamal Williams forever.
Jamal Williams is carrying that team right now.
I know.
He's their heart and soul. He's their energy. He's everything for that team.
Yeah.
Literally. The only reason the Lions are trending in the past 2 months is because of something Jamal Williams. So that Jamal Williams should really just be hired as a new social guy for the Lions.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. Make sure to follow us on social media. Subscribe to us. It's the chat is I don't want to
right now. It's back to being lit.
There's a lot of action going on. Debating 90s movies or whatever. But thanks, everybody. We'll see you later. Go Pack Go.